It's tight, but it'll go.
Yep.
Chop, chop, suey, some more. That's perfect right there. Or good enough.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's good right there. Let me trim it up or grind it just a little bit more and we'll tack her in place.
Well, out there on that. And about a quarter inch away from there and flush with the bottom.
Oh. That'll work.
Cool.
Tacked in pretty good. Now all we got left is tailpipe. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about welding. So the great thing about
There you go.
welding with a MIG, it's very forgiving. So in the case of this car, I'm not looking for a perfect exhaust system with the right gaps so I can TIG it. It'll take you probably 3 or 4 times the length of time to do the exhaust system. And at the end of the day, I'm not showing this car at a level like back in our day, World of Wheels, where it gets, you know, mirrors underneath and this, that. I drive this car, so I'm not too particular about how good the exhaust system is.
How pretty the welds are.
Doesn't have to be perfect. And with that, I haven't welded in like 3 years, so I'm rusty as all get out. But a MIG is very forgiving. For what it costs to do this whole deal versus buying an exhaust, I could buy a welder and all the stuff to do it. And you get 2 things out of it. You get a cool ass exhaust, and you also got a welder that you can do other things with. So,
right.
But yeah, this looks pretty good. I mean, for what I'm doing, I'm happy with it. And we'll just
and like you were saying earlier, if you got a little bit more of a gap in an area,
you can fill it.
Just fill it.
They're fairly tight. There was a couple of gaps here and there, but
you do your best to get it butted up good. But
yeah. Like I said, if you're TIGging it, you got to have it perfect.
Right.
MIG, very forgiving, especially for people.
That's a great way to start to learn welding.
Exactly. So
cool.
Hope you're liking what we're doing. I think it's going to turn out pretty cool.
I think so too. Now let's, I guess, do the downturns.
Yep.
All right.
Let's get on it. Tack on good enough. There you go.
Cool. Exhaust system's all mocked up. It's basic shapes in place, and a couple little more things left to do. You gotta get the second pipe joined into there for the active exhaust, and that's about it. It looks good. It's nice and symmetrical. I think it'll work.
I think it looks pretty good.
I think it looks great.
Not bad for old country boy.
Yeah, I think you did pretty good. This is exhaust Georgia style.
Exactly. And, you know, kind of one of you, maybe some of you guys kind of wonder why I did just straight turn downs at the rear valence. And kind of the reason I did, I don't want the exhaust to be poking out.
Right.
I want it clean. And
yeah, and it does clean it up. The other exhaust is nice.
Yeah.
But I like that.
Yeah.
So I'd say you're about 80% there. A little bit more to do. We got to join the other the secondary part of the muffler back to the tailpipe, and then run the motors and get the power for that, and then you're pretty much set. So
Yeah.
it's kind of good. So 1970 with active exhaust.
Yeah, looks awesome. All right, guys, let's go over here and show kind of how I'm doing the exhaust system. So right here, you'll see this. I wasn't sure how I was going to do the active exhaust. I thought of a couple different ways of doing it, and so I bought a cheap kit. This whole kit had two motors, a controller, and it had a Y. Where's the Y? There's the Y, a splitter, whatever you want to call it, to run both motors. So these motors run together in unison. It's like a timer. This is like a little timer box. It runs for maybe 2 seconds. And so anyway, so what I ended up doing is I took this motor and I tore it apart. And the reason I did that is I wanted access to this gear here. And what I ended up doing is I welded a little piece of bent metal. And what it's going to do is it's going to go over this spring. And this spring here, if I can hold it all together, attaches to the valve right here. So you can kind of see as the motor turns, it's going to rotate. Closed, open. Closed, open. Like I said, this thing's on a timer. Okay. The other thing that's good about the spring is it keeps from overloading the motor itself and breaking the little plastic gears. Now, I don't know how long this is going to last, but I thought it was a kind of a cheap, little inexpensive deal. The motors are like $12, $14 on eBay, and I think you can buy the controller. It's not much more. It's cheap Chinese stuff, but for what I'm doing, I just wanted to see if it'll work. If there's a better solution that somebody knows out there, leave us a comment or hit us up on Facebook. But anyway, that's kind of a quick rundown. The exhaust is coming together. I got to do a little more grinding. I decided to just do turn downs. It's not perfect, but nobody ever looks under the car, and I don't really care one way or the other because it's just going to get nasty. I use this car, I drive it, and I enjoy it. But that's kind of a quick rundown. There's a couple of different ways you can skin a cat, and I just thought this might be the easiest thing. This spring is from a Dodge, but I'm going to assume whoever makes these valves that go here, they're all the same, but it's a Dodge part, same deal. Got it off eBay. Active exhaust spring came right up, and as far as the active exhaust controllers came right up. Hopefully we'll leave you a couple of links in the description, and anyway, hope this kind of gives you a little better idea of what I'm doing. Well, got a coat of VHT exhaust spray on it. I'm not too concerned about what it looks like because it's going to be underneath the car, but looks a lot better when you get a little color on it. Anyway.
So here's the controller for the valves, and he just keeps it in the center console when he needs to change it, or more when he wants. So you hit that button to close it, and if you want the valves open, you hit that and it sends the exhaust straight through. Pretty cool. Quiet mode.
Be right back.
That's nice and loud.
Then you just turn around and you flip the little
hear it. That's got a nice little
Big
bite to it.
difference.
Oh yeah.
Big difference.
That's got a nice little bark.
Yeah, a little raspy.
That sounds pretty good. That was a nice improvement.
Like I said, you got little crackles and pops.
Yep. Not bad for a homemade active exhaust.
Not bad. Coming down.
Okay. Oh yeah. Getting some little pops there. Oh, Dean, that sounds good.
Yeah. The other thing is, it's like you flip the switch and it's got an extra 50 horsepower.
Oh my God.
It's absolutely amazing. And we'll quieten it back down.
Hey, cheers, brother.
Cheers,
Man, that was fun.
I hope
I
you
gotta
enjoy
say, I'm impressed with that active exhaust that you put in there.
I am
It makes a nice little difference there when you're open versus closed on the valves. It's cool.
Oh yeah, it's very apparent between open and closed.
Oh, yeah.
And
And when you're on it, you know, it's definitely, golly, it's got to be 10 times louder.
at least.
And one thing I liked about it is when you get off the throttle, you hear those pops coming in. I know you guys like
We
pops.
all love
We all talk
pops.
about it.
Yeah.
But you know, to have a '70 Mustang that has that on there, that's nice. And I like the way you added another modern element to a classic car, because most of these new cars have the active exhaust where you can change the volume of it, and that's pretty neat.
The only bad thing is it's open and closed, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. I mean, it's just a factory GT active exhaust from 2018 and up.
Yep.
With a couple of cheap controllers and motors from eBay and some fab work.
Right.
And so it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, it did. You know, it's mainly fab work too.
And the fab work, because the way I built the whole exhaust system, it was really from
The X-pipe back.
X-pipe back.
Yep.
You know, just say axle back.
Yeah.
Axle forward back, however you want to look at it. But it was simple.
Yeah, and it turned out awesome.
Yeah.
And it didn't break the bank, so
No, it was really
pretty
cheap.
cool, and just a nice another element that you added to that car. So, anyways, we hope you enjoyed the video on the active exhaust. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. We do read all the comments
Yeah, we
and
try.
reply. And we hope you all enjoying these episodes, and we're going to continue on.
So click,
Like,
subscribe,
and share.
and notification bell.
Exactly.
You guys take care.
All right, brother. Take care.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.